What is going on? More, what's going on? Once y'all come in, go ahead and hit that like button, man. If you're new here, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Listen, this is going to be a great discussion tonight, so make sure you hit that like button. Make sure you come in and act accordingly. What's going on? Ninjas and ninjalettes, right? Ninjas and ninjalettes. What's going on? What's going on to the white ninjas, the black ninjas, right? The Indian ninjas, the Japanese ninjas, the Korean ninja. Like, what's going on with everybody, ninja? What's going on with everybody? As you can see, a ninja is in the gym, right? I just got done doing my workout. Just got done doing my workout, ninja. So I'm all cool and dandy and ready to go, ninja. You still see the muscles poking, ninja. You still see the muscles poking, ninja. Cartier, what's going on? What's going on, Cartier? Yep, you finally catch one at the beginning. See, I guess, you know what? I guess what it is, you know what? Because when I go live at 8:30, right, you ninjas, you old ninjas usually hitting the bed. The old ninjas hitting the bed, nah, but the productive men, the productive men who got to get up and go to work and go make some money in the morning, right? Sometimes you can't always catch a live stream at 8:30, ninja. Sometimes you got to hit the bed and get ready to go in the morning. So, ninja, I understand. Ninja. Jeff finally made it live. What's going on, Jeff? Rocket P13, what's going on? Moy, what's going on? But yeah, so I guess 6 o'clock, 6:30, right? 6 o'clock, 6:30. That'd probably be best kind of live stream, right? See, I would do the morning live streams and I would do the evening live streams, if my job prohibited, ninja. But I'm still stuck in a 9 to 5 slave system like you, ninja. So until I get out of that, ninja, then it'll be one live stream, in the evening, and ninja, I can bust out two, if it ever gets that way. Young Cartier said, I'll be bringing them, though. Great content. I appreciate it. Boy, Wild calling us old ninjas. The nerve of this ninja. Listen. It depends on what you consider old, ninja. It depends on what you consider old, ninja. You know what? I was at work the other day, right? It was a group of, I think one was 19, one was 22, and the other one was 23, right? And I told them, I'm 28. These ninjas had the nerve to be like, dang, Unc, you getting old. I'm like, what? They were like, bruh. I'm like, y'all know I'm the older end of y'all's generation, right? It was like, nah, ninja, you not in our generation, ninja. It was like, nah, Unc, you OG now, Unc. Unc, I was like, oh, man, this can't be so. This can't be so. But nah, it depends on what you consider old, ninja. Baba. Oh no, how about this, Baba? How about this? I'll do you said 20 push-ups? How about this, Baba? How about this? If I'll do 20 push-ups if you super chat. Ninja, I'll try to knock out 100, ninja, if you super chat, ninja. You talking about subscribe? Forget to subscribe, ninja. You can you can subscribe and super chat. Baba, throw in a super chat, ninja. You gotta throw in a $10 super chat, ninja. Throw in a $10 super chat, ninja, and I'll try to knock out 100 push-ups for you, ninja. But besides that, listen, I'm not stunned. Mike David, the hardest working man on YouTube. I'm not there yet. I'm not there. See, I'm hard on myself. I can't even take that kind of credit. Have I been working hard? Absolutely. Hardest man on YouTube? Nah. I'm not gonna say that. I can. Truth be told, ninja, I wake up every morning try to do better. I wake up every day try to do better, ninja. Try to think of new ideas, new concepts, ninja. I still feel like I'm not doing the best of my ability, ninja. Rocket P13 said super chat in this economy, ninja. Rocket P13, don't make me snipe you, ninja. Don't make me snipe you. Ninja. Ninja, you can always Rocket P13, ninja. You can always become a member, right? I got the Family Dollar option, ninja. Ninja. You don't have to go to Whole Foods. You don't have to go to Sprouts, ninja. I got the Family Dollar option for you, ninja. Just become a member, ninja. You become a member, ninja. We all good. Jay, what's going on? After Pill, what's going on? But Mike David, yeah. I would like to say I appreciate the compliment. I appreciate the compliment, but I can definitely do better. I can definitely get more on my P's and Q's and drop more bangers and drop more, especially on the member side. If you haven't become a member, go ahead and become a member. Go ahead and consider becoming a member, right? If you don't care nothing about the videos, Ninja, hey, it is what it is. But if you just want to support the channel, hey, go ahead. Talk to a woman who dumped her perfect boyfriend because she wanted control. Are you saying did I talk to one? What do you mean? You been dropping back to back fire lives. I appreciate it. Ray Lee 3, what's going on? What's going on? Members only chat. We're gonna do it more. Be patient, boy. Be patient. I got it. A lot of this stuff. I'm strategizing. Listen. I'm on it. I got you, boy. We're gonna do members only stuff. I got you. I actually, in actuality, I just wrote all this stuff down. Actually, today, that's what I've been busy doing today on my one day off, Ninja. On my one day off. So for all you ninjas who keep complaining, P13 talking about some. See, P13, where you at? Rocket P13. He talking about super chat in this economy. Ninja, what? Ninja, I just got done. More tell him. I just got done working 6 days this week, Ninja. Going on almost 60 hours. Going on almost 60 hours, Ninja. Listen, you gotta get your pockets right. Going on almost 60 hours, Ninja. Today is my only day off. Ninja. I took a long nap, Ninja, long overdue nap, and still got up like, okay, I got to create some ideas for the members, right? I got to create some more topics. I got to do my research, Ninja. I got to go and research topics. I got to go and research data and points, making sure that I'm talking about what I'm, making sure I'm accurate in what I'm talking about, Ninja. You talking about in this economy, Ninja, you better work. Ninja, you better work. Talking about in this economy, Ninja, you better go to work, Ninja. You better go to work, Ninja. Where's the second job, Ninja? Where's the second job, Ninja? He talking about in this economy. Don't make me get on your head, Rocket P13. Rocket P13, he be coming through though. I'm not gonna get on his head like I get on one of the trolls' head. But Rocket P13, he come through and he show love. But Ninja, you talking about in this economy? What are you doing in this economy, then, Ninja? What are you doing? Do you have a second job, Ninja? Do you have a third job, Ninja? Listen, I know it's hard out here, Ninja. Listen, I just said that today was my only day off, Ninja. I got to go right back to work tomorrow, Ninja. And then I'm still going to drop a live stream on y'all heads tomorrow, Ninja. And then I still have to create a members only video for you, Ninja. Right? So, Ninja, don't tell me about this economy, Ninja. This is the only way you're going to get ahead, Ninja. This is the only way. You're going to get ahead. There is no putting pressure on the brake pedals. There is no pushing on the brake pedals. There's no brakes right now. You don't have. Listen, I'm speaking for myself too. I don't have the space or the. Listen, I can't press on the brakes either. I don't have the room to press on the brakes. No. While everybody else slacking, right? While everybody else talking about some in this economy, I can't find a job, Ninja. I'm trying to pick up some extra stuff, Ninja. Hey, boss, you need some help? You need some help, boss? Listen. Bro, what are they hiding in Area 51? What, Ninja? Ninja, what are you talking about, Ninja? Did you look at the topic, Ninja? We're not talking about no Area 51, Ninja. TC Prime, what's going on? Said all gas, no brakes. All gas, no brakes. I didn't forget, TC. Don't worry. Rocket B13, I'm a work-life balance ninja. Can't do 6 hours a week. See, that's the problem. That's the problem. See, ninjas want everything handed in your lap. You want everything put in your lap, Ninja. Ninja want the hose, Ninja want the house, Ninja want the cars, but then say, I can't do. I'm a work-life balance ass Ninja. Ninja, you ain't worked hard enough for no work-life balance. Don't you think all of us want a work-life balance? Do you not think that I want to take a few days off to spend time with my daughter, spend some efficient time, with my family, spend some efficient time with my daughter, right? You think it doesn't wear down on me, Ninja, that I can't see her as, to the extent that I want to see her, Ninja? right? You don't think that shit weighs down on me, Ninja. But guess what? I'm a man in this world, so guess what? I got to keep it pushing, Ninja. Because at the end of the day, Ninja, she's gonna be taken care of, Ninja. At the end of the day, if she wants to do this, Daddy can be able to afford so because Daddy put in years of work to be able to afford a certain lifestyle, Ninja, right? So when it comes down to her being wedded off to a decent young man, right? That Daddy has the wherewithal to be like, nah, you're not. Listen, if you got to go, listen, no bomb, no, not him, nope. Listen, you can stay with Daddy for as long as you need to until you find a decent man because Daddy can't afford it. So Ninja, you don't think it wears me down? Yeah, it wears me down, Ninja, but I gotta keep going, Ninja. I gotta keep doing. I gotta keep going. I got goals. I got aspirations, Ninja. I don't have time. See, what a lot of y'all get caught up in, y'all feelings, Ninja. This is what's wrong with a lot of men, right? Y'all get caught up in how you feel, Ninja. You get caught up in how you feel. You don't have to, especially if you're not making 150, 200, Ninja, 250, Ninja, you a work-life balance shouldn't even be in your mouth, especially if you under 60. If you under 60, really, I mean, under 50, Ninja, you shouldn't even be speaking on work-life balance. You have not worked long enough. You have not built anything, right? You have not stacked enough anything. You don't have the time to be talking about work-life balance. It just, listen, if you weak mentally, just say you weak mentally, right? We got a lot of men that are just too weak mentally. Ninjas wanna off themselves and all kinds of shit because they working too hard. Ninja, you better get your skills up, Ninja. As a matter of fact, I dropped this video on the member side. I dropped this video on the member side. I actually spoke about a certification that I'm actually about to pay for and study for to get myself in a better position. Ninja, I already said a quarter milli max. I mean, a quarter milli minimum, Ninja. You need a quarter. You need, okay, it depending on if you single or not, if you got a family or not, kids or not, right? But at bare minimum, Ninja, right now you need to be trying to get to 150. But me, I'm shooting for 250. I'm shooting for 250, and I'm paying for a certification that's gonna, leap me bounds ahead. I'm already in a position where I mess around with certain technologies and mechanical systems, right? So I already got the resume, Ninja. All I need is a certification, right? Maybe a few certifications to get me inside those doors, Ninja. So you better pick up the gas, man. Y'all better, even if you on E. I remember in college, Ninja. This is when I had my green, doo-doo green Lexus ES 300, 1999, Ninja. There were plenty of times where, Ninja, I could only afford to put $5 in the gas tank. Ninja, even when I had to go to work, Ninja, I remember this like it was yesterday. Ninja, I was delivering pizza. Right? I was delivering pizza. And, sometimes you get tips. Sometimes, especially if it's the weekend or weekday, it depends on the day of the week, right? Sometimes on the weekend, Ninja, the tips are coming through. And sometimes the whole week I wouldn't get any tips. And then at that time, you probably was getting paid real minimum wage, like $7.50 an hour, right? $6.50 an hour, something like that. Ninja, there was times where, Ninja, I didn't have no gas in the gas tank. I was driving house to house praying for a tip, praying for a cash tip just so I can put some gas in the gas tank, right? And then I wasn't even working every day of that week driving, doing pizza delivery because I had to go to school, right? So I remember times that I had to, I didn't have nothing but $5 to put in the gas tank and tried to make that $5 stretch. And I use that example to say, Ninja, sometimes you may not have no gas in the tank, but you gotta keep pushing. You gotta keep working. There's plenty of times I don't have no gas in the tank. There's plenty of times I have nothing in the tank, right? But you know what? I wake up in the morning. You know what? I try to get a small little nap in, right? Sometimes I try to squeeze in a 30-minute nap. Ninja be tired. Ninja, you talking about hitting the gym. Then you talking about doing YouTube. Then you talking about I'm trying to create a whole something for my audience, a whole website for my audience. Then you talking about Ninja, I'm always moving. Ninja, I don't have time. Ninja. I don't have time to just be resting and sleeping and work-life balance. Ninja, I care nothing about no work-life balance right now. I am not where I want to be, right? I am not where I need to be, right? I got goals, I got aspirations, Ninja. $420 News, I'll tell you, Ninja, if you super chat, Ninja. I'll tell you if you super chat, Ninja. What are you talking about? I'll tell you that was a good one too, Ninja. That was a good one, but I'll tell you, Ninja. I'll tell you. With a storage facility, listen, Rocket P13, I already told you. I already told you, Ninja. You want to Rocket P13, you want to go to Family Dollar or you want to go to Whole Foods? Right? If you want to go to Whole Foods today, go ahead and shop at Whole Foods, Ninja. I got a Family Dollar option for you too, Ninja. I have a Family Dollar option for you, Ninja. All you have to do is click on my profile. Click on my profile, and then you'll hit the description, and then you'll see become a member. Then you'll see become a member. Okay? I'm not just gonna be dropping, gems and, then that's not even the whole topic. But Ninja, if you want me to get off topic and talk about, those things, then, drop it, Ninja. Super chat. Super chat. Ninja can't be out here doing anything for free, Ninja. Just can't be giving out game just for free. But to answer your other question, because it's a short form question, 250 liquid or 200 yearly. So I want to get to 200. I want to get to 250 yearly to become 250 liquid. So I want to get to 250 yearly, right? So I can get to 250 liquid. That's my goal. But I really want to get to 250, right, through business, not actual through W-2. I don't want to get to 250 being a W-2 employee. I really want to get to that 250 being some kind of investment or running a business, whichever business that I choose, or the culmination of all of them equaling up to that 250, not just 250 as a W-2. I mean, you can't even really get to 250 as a W-2. You can't really get to 250 as a W-2 anyway. Right? There's people that's done it, but you don't want to be in that kind of tax predicament. Right? Right. Ninja can still watch and learn. Ninja. You can still watch and learn, but anyway, enough of the introduction, Ninjas. How y'all doing? How's y'all week going? How's everything been going for y'all, Ninja? I got a great topic, man. A lot of men need to hear this, man. A lot of men need to hear this. I need to clip that introduction. For you for the people who want to, have some kind of insight on, who I am and, money and all that stuff, Ninja. But anyway, listen, man, as y'all seen from the title, look at it. So here we go. Listen, come on, I can make this a part of the introduction too. Listen, the rogue kayak ass Ninja. Listen, see, this is what losers do, right? Let me talk about losers before I start talking about women, right? Because losers matter. Losers matter when we're talking about women, right? Losers matter when we're talking about women. It's okay, boy. It's okay. I love this part of the show. I love this part of the show when the trolls come through. And I have to show these ninjas why they are losers. I have to show these ninjas why they are losers. Right? Ninjas wanna come in here and talk about some. Yeah, bro, you own something. You own something, Ninja. First and foremost, this is all natty, Ninja. This is all natty, right? The only supplements that I take, Ninja, is creatine. Creatine is it is a natural substance. You can get creatine in salmon, you can get creatine in red meat, you can get creatine in just about most meats in the first place. Right? So I take creatine, Ninja, that is it. And then everything else is protein, which obviously is the building blocks of your muscles, Ninja. So right now I am on peanut butter protein. I'm doing peanut butter protein, and it is complete protein. It's a complete amino acid, Ninja. Right? And I've always had to deal with this, right? For some people, some people are more genetically gifted than others, Ninja. I am a part of the Negro diaspora, Ninja. So, I am just so happen to be genetically gifted, Ninja. I don't have to take supplements. I don't have to do any of that stuff. I mean, not supplements. I don't have to cheat, Ninja. I don't have to cheat. I don't have to get the pokey poke, Ninja, in my ass, old freaky ass Ninja. I don't have to do any of that, Ninja. Right? I just got to put the work in. And mind you, I've been putting in the work for years, Ninja. I haven't always looked like this. Ninja, I'm going to show a picture. this week. I'm going to show a picture of what I used to look like 10 years ago. 8 years ago. I'm gonna show a picture when I was a scrawny little ninja. I was a scrawny little skinny ninja, right? I was scrawny. I didn't look like this. This was years in the making. This was years in the making. This is the culmination of being in the gym consistent. See, this is what I'm trying to teach you ninjas, right? This is like John says, little tap. John says, little tap. Yeah, I was a little ninja. But this is the culmination of being in the gym for years, ninja. Putting in the consistency for years, something you ninjas don't know about. So because you can't put in the consistency, because you can't put in the discipline, because you don't have the willpower to get in the gym every day of the week or most of the week for years at a time, ninja, right? Because you don't have what it takes. Oh, he cheated. And then if I did cheat it, ninja, who the fuck cares? Who cares if I actually cheated, ninja? What? Listen, I told you, merit-based ninja. This world, this economy, this America, ninja. This not based on merit for you merit-ass ninjas, right? Even if I did cheat, ninja, who cares? Who cares? Talking about some you got to be on something. You got to be on something, ninja. What are you on? What are you on? Because half of you dang on incels on something. Incel ass ninja can't get a chick to save your life ass ninjas, right? Desperate ass ninjas, Andrew Tate ass ninjas again, right? Andrew Tate ass ninjas. Y'all better go on somewhere. But anyway, let me go ahead and burst the incels bubbles. Let me go ahead and bust these incels bubbles. No, ninja. No. Listen. See, this is where like y'all don't understand how the social media game works, right? See, this is where you ninjas don't read. See, you can tell you ninjas never built anything in your life. Right? I have to, I read the policies, right? I read the YouTube policies, right? I have to read the YouTube policies. You can't just be up here saying the N-word like that. Sure, you can let it slip here and there, but you can't just be on here saying the N-word. And neither do I want to say it. Saying ninja is more appropriate to me, right? Saying ninja is funnier to me. Ninja, I don't want to sit up here and say the N-word, right? I don't want to do that. This is my show, ninja. Right? And everybody can be a ninja. Ninja, you can be a black ninja, white ninja, Korean ninja, Indian ninja, African ninja, right? It don't matter. Everybody is a ninja. Everybody is a ninja. Everybody is a ninja. Don't matter. I don't discriminate, ninja. I don't discriminate. John Bono says I'm a white ninja. See, they go a white ninja. We got black ninjas in here. We got other ninjas in here. Ninja, please, ninja. We got Ninja Turtles, ninja. We got everybody in here. Mexican ninjas, Moe Dominican ninja. I'm an American ninja. Like what? Come on now. Right? So miss me with all the bull crap. But anyway, ninja. Anyway, man. So like, y'all already seen the title, man. Let's get these likes up. We got 61 people in here, man. Let's get these likes up, man. Let's get these likes up. But listen, if y'all didn't know, if you read the title, if you read the title, listen, this is where we are now. Right? I've experienced time after time, right? Women do not want masculine men anymore. Let's go ahead and throw that out there, right? Masculinity in America is essentially dead. Let's go ahead and throw that statement out there too. Masculinity in America is dead, right? Women do not want despite what you guys see online. Yes, they will screw them. Right? Yes, they will screw them. Yes, they will cheat on them. Yes, they will cheat on their beta bucks boyfriend. Yes, they will cheat on their beta husbands. Yes, they will do that. Yes, absolutely they will. But essentially, for long term, right? For procreating, right? Listen, women do not want the masculine man anymore. Right? John said something important. They want simps with deep pockets. Absolutely. They want simps with deep pockets. That's who they're choosing now, right? So you got to understand. You got to understand, man. Where we are in society, right? You got to understand this is a struggle. This is a struggle for power, right? Where we are in the relationship dynamics, this is a struggle for power. This is why the marriage rates are plummeting, right? This is why women are filing for divorce at a 60 to 70% rate, right? This is why the court system still haven't revised anything, despite them saying that okay, women are equal, right? Women can get a job, women can get careers, women can pay for their own homes, women can pay taxes, women can open up their own bank accounts, despite all of this progress, right? All of this progress that has been made, despite all of this, women still get to eat from both cakes, right? They still have the ability to eat from both cakes. And if you stay in Texas, Ninja, you better be watchful, because now they're trying to pass a law where now you have to pay child support from the moment of inception. Now you have to pay child support from the moment of inception. We don't have a clue. We don't have a clue how they're going to determine, right? How they're going to push out paternity tests, right? We have no clue how they're going to determine who is the father and how that will be decided, or if that will be court mandated, right? I haven't seen anything regarding that. But now a lot of men about to be jammed up even more. Now Ninja's about to be paying child support for longer, right? So you would think in a state like Texas, right, being conservative and this, that, and the third, right, you would think that they will pass more laws, right, regarding men. You would think they would pass more laws protecting men. But no, once again, nope, because it doesn't matter if it's a conservative state. It doesn't matter if it's a libtard state. It does not matter. Right, the libtards, they're going to pass things in favor of the women, right? And conservative states, guess what they're going to do? They believe that the man is the head. They believe that the man should be in the ultimate control. They still have this old way of thinking. Listen, nobody has caught up, right? The libtards, they continue to push womanism, continue to push feminism. So it ain't no winning on that side. But what's strange to me is you would think that the conservatives, right, they push things in favor of men, but no, they're not even they're not even talking about men's issues. They're not even talking about the child custody laws. They're not even talking about the court systems regarding divorce. They're not talking about any of that. But what they are doing, they're still pushing things, right, that put men in the losing spot, right? They still put men in a losing spot. Chris, tell us a simp story from your past. Super chat. You want me to tell you a simp story from my past? Go ahead and drop a super chat. Right? But you would think the conservatives would push more things in favor of men, but no. They continue to believe in a traditional masculinity. They believe that the men should be, head honcho. Right? JC, what's going on? This is what they believe. So even though, especially with the younger generation, right, especially with Gen Z men are in a losing position. Gen Z men are absolutely in a losing position, right? Millennial men are in a losing position. Most men are in a losing position. The last generation to really make more, right, to really make more than their spouse, to really make more than their woman counterparts were older millennials. That was it. But now we're seeing, especially with Gen Z, the roles are flipping. Why? Because men are not doing anything. Most men are not doing anything, right? Like Rocket P13, he came in here talking about some, in this economy, Ninja, I get it. I understand, Ninja, I get it. But then at the same time, what are you doing? What are you doing in your life, Ninja? You complaining about the women? You complaining about the economy, Ninja? There's things to do out here. There are things to do out here, right? But a lot of men are not. They're not seeing it. John says women will get with men with money, not just for lifestyle, but also if the relationship does not work out, they take half this money. Strategy, right? Women are after power. See, my job is to break the veil. My job is to pierce the veil, right? A lot of men don't understand this. They still think of women as, damsels in distress, right? A lot of men are out here, they want to save women, right? Let me tell you this story, right? Somebody, no, we're not at. No, we at 30 minutes, Ninja. Somebody drop a somebody drop a super chat. Show hairline. I'll show hairline. I will show hairline if you go ahead and drop it. Go ahead and drop the $15 donation, and then I will showcase it. Todd Packer, your video of woman's favorite type of simps changed my life. I appreciate that, Todd. Hey, we had 30 minutes. Somebody drop a super chat so I can keep on going. Somebody drop a super chat. Hey, YouTube, go ahead and push this to 100 people. YouTube, go ahead and push this to 100 people. We had almost 70 people. Get the likes up. Go ahead and push this to 100 people. Elijah Riggs, listen, I understand that y'all have questions. But at least be respectful enough to drop a super chat. Jeff says, I went through all of this myself for 20 years. Lost everything but my self-respect. Been battling back. It sucked at the time, but I am stronger today. Hey, shouts out to Jeff, man. Tap, look at that. Listen, all you got to do is talk to YouTube. YouTube, go ahead and push this to 100 people, man. Go ahead and push this. It's time for tariffs at this point. Somebody drop a super chat. We had 30 minutes, right? Well, I already got the introduction out the way. Let's go ahead and drop a super chat. I got the introduction out the. Listen, oh my God, do I have to talk to you broke ass ninjas every single time? Look at this, Iman ass ninja begging for money, ninja. No, I am at work, ninja. Do I have to break down the concept of work to you, ninjas? You clearly can tell from guys who respect work, right? Respect work ethic. You can tell from the ones who ain't got nothing in their name. You can tell from the ones who have absolutely nothing in their name. They don't respect work. Ninjas probably don't even have a job as ninja. Ninja still stay in his basement as ninja, right? Ninja been watching Andrew Tate for 10 years. Ninja still haven't made any progress in your life as ninja, right? How am I at work begging? Yep, I'm at work begging for money. Yep. Let's put it like that. Let's put it like that. I'm at work begging, ninja. I'm at work begging. Yep, you're right. Todd Packer said, no progress as ninjas. In the closet as ninjas, right? Ninja, I ain't never, listen, it's so crazy, right? It's so crazy, right? Because you still got to pierce the veil. You still got to pierce the veil of what people think is work, right? People think that you just turn on this camera and that's it. People literally think that you just turn on this camera and that's it, right? They don't think no work goes into it. They don't think no research goes into it. They think no strategy goes into it. They don't think anything goes into it. They don't think nothing goes into it. Ninja, it was hard work getting to where I am now, ninja. And I still have a ways to go, right? Do y'all not understand that only a certain amount of YouTube channels are actually monetized? Do y'all not understand that? Right? I think anywhere between 20%, only 15 to 20% of YouTube channels are actually monetized. Then even smaller than that gets close to 9,000 and 10,000 subs. And then even lower than that actually gets over 20,000. And even lower than that listen, you're talking about people with like 50,000 subs, they're like 1%. Right? So I'm literally in the 10 to 20% percentile. I'm in the 10 to 20 percentile of YouTube creators who are actually doing the damn thing, right? I'm actually in that percentile, right? So for all of you ninjas who want to come in here and talk about some ninja begging for money and ninja, I'm putting in work. What are you talking about? What Chris talking about? Let me see. Todd, what? Chris, you can drop a super chat, ninja. Tarada Wave, who rated the chat? So many haters now. Ninja, this is what comes with it. How many people we got in here? This is what comes with it. Matter of fact, I'll snipe you myself. Get this ninja up on out of here. There we go. See, Amir Khan. Shouts out to Amir Khan. Time, I guess you meant time is money. How do I get this ninja on my podcast? Hey, ninja. Hey, just go to my profile and and shoot me an email. Go on my profile. Are you talking about me, or are you talking about me? Get me on your podcast? Is that what you're saying? Then shoot me an email, and then we can talk about something. We can talk about something. But anyway, shouts out to this ninja, right? Shouts out to this ninja. Tarada, what's going on? John said these are the same people that said Bitcoin would be useless. Tap ninja. These are same ninjas who say everything is pointless, right? These are the same ninjas, right? These the gooning ninjas, right? These the gooning ninjas, right? These the ninjas that'll spend the whole ticket. They'll buy a ticket to go to one of these corno festivals, right? They'll spend all their money to go to a corno festival, right? But then won't spend no money on no certification ass ninjas, right? These are these ninjas, right? They'll go to one of these corno festivals, right? The goon and go in the bathroom and jack they little piggly wiggly, right? Go in the bathroom and jack they little piggly wiggly, but then complain about the economy, ninja. Okay, ninja, we all feel the economy. We all feel the economy, ninja. But put in the work. If your job offers more hours, ninja, go and get some more money, ninja. Go and pick up a second job, ninja. You got a car, ninja? You got a car, ninja? You better do some ride share, ninja. You better become a Uber ninja. You better become a Lyft ninja. You better get out here. Yeah, ninja pulling out their little piggly wiggly. Pause, right? Pause, no diddy. Ninjas in the bathroom, right? Taking out their little piggly wiggly, ninja. In there gooning, ninja surfing all through. Ninjas go through Instagram all dang on day, right? Looking at IG models, ninja, right? Ninja trying to find the right girl. Nah, not that one. Big booty black girl. No, not that one. Asian. Nah, I don't know about that one. Oh, Latina. Oh, yeah. Oh, mamacita, mama exota. Oh, yeah. Mama. Ninja scroll all through Instagram looking for the right one so he can goon and jack his little piggly wiggly. Ninja, I'm not studying these ninjas. But anyway, let's get back to it, man. Let's get back to it. So where did I leave off at? Okay, I know where I left off at. What you got to understand, what a lot of men don't understand, right, is that there's a power dynamic. The power dynamic is shifting, right? As we can all see, right? With women filing for divorce at a 60 to 70% rate. We've all heard it. We've been hearing it for years, right? And that will actually increase once baby boomers die off. It's done, right? Because you got to think that the statistics are still accounting for baby boomers, right? Baby boomers are still accounting for the majority of the people who are married, right? And older millennials, right? After older millennials die off, after baby boomers die off, this is going to be the statistics right here, right? This is going to be statistics. And it's ever increasing, right? So I just came across an article, right? Where they're now saying that Latinas are now not getting, they're refusing to get married now, right? So we already know black women and black men. That's a dunzo. That's dunzo, right? Those marriage rates have been in the gutter for a long time, right? White people are catching up, and then we're talking about America. So for you guys who you're somewhere else, right? We're talking about America. So black people, that statistics been in the gutter already, right? So black women, black men, like those statistics are already in the gutter, right? So now white people, they're catching up to that statistics, even though they're some of the lowest, right? It's still high, right? America is high in general, but it is one of the lowest. Then now we got Latinas catching up to that. They're refusing marriage. So this is going to be an ongoing problem. But what it is right? It's the Western dynamic, right? It's the Western dynamic. It is a pull for power, right? So that's why they tell you if you get a woman from overseas, if you go overseas and you get married or whatever, right? And that's a whole conversation in itself. I already talked about that already, but we're gonna dig a little bit more into that as well. But if you get a woman from overseas, if you go to the Philippines and get a woman, right? If you go to Thailand and get a woman, ninja, you go to Nigeria and get a woman, you go to China and get a woman, Latin America to get a woman, ninja. Listen, here's the thing. Don't bring her ass back to America. I've seen countless story after story after story. Passport bros, right? S-packs, whatever you want to call them, right? They'll go to a different land. They'll go over to Latin America. They'll go to Colombia, ninja. They'll go over to dang on Thailand, right? They'll go over there and get married, find a woman in their dreams. She's so submissive. Oh, she's not Americanized. She's not Westernized, ninja. And then as soon as she touched this American soil, ninja, she's out of there, right? You think, listen, don't mistake for a moment that the foreign women do not understand the American court system, right? Because a lot of men, they still stuck in La La Land. They're still stuck in La La Land. They think that just because, right, that this woman is in another land, that she's in a less desirable country, right, that she doesn't understand they've been discussing this, right? You don't think they've been discussing this? You don't think they've been talking about this? No, they know, ninja. So that's a mistake. That's one of the biggest mistakes that expats make and passport bros make. They think that they're gonna go over there, and we gotta call it we gotta call it how it is. Bebop, what's going on? We gotta call it how it is. Some men do hope to go into these countries and take advantage of women. Yep, I said it. Yep, I said it. You do have guys, you do have men who think that, okay, we're going to go over here. The women don't know anything about, Western culture. They don't know anything about American culture. They don't know anything. No, we're just going to go over here, ninja. They don't know anything about anything. And we're just going to, get married and live happily ever after, ninja. This is what some dudes think. This is what some dudes think. But then they go over there, ninja get hit upside the head. Ninja get hit upside the head. Ninja, you thought she was gullible, ninja. You thought that she was gullible, right? But that's not the case. Nick, what's going on? Nick says, I will argue in some other countries it's even worse than America, and Europe is definitely worse. That's what I've been hearing as well, right? I do my research. That's what I've been hearing as well. Most of Europe is done. Most of Europe is done, right? Even Eastern Europe is arguable, right? Right, you can argue depending on what country in Eastern Europe, but you might as well say that's donezo too. It's already spread worldwide. It's done, right? You got to understand that the women in other countries, right? The women in India, the women in Africa, right? The women in China, they look up to American women, right? See, nobody want to admit this. They look up. They want to be like American women, right? And why do they want to be like American women? Why do they seek to be like them, right? Because they look at American women as having power. John says, get you a big booty African woman. But they look at American women, they look at the woman in America as having power, right? In these other countries, women act accordingly because they don't have the same power like women in many of these Western countries have, right? So they look up to the American woman, and guess what happens when they look up to American women? Guess what? They start trying to push for womanism. They start to push for feminism. They start to push more for, okay, we are as equal as the men, right? They start to push for all of this, right? I don't think there's any black men in Ukraine. Not at this point in time. John says they want feminism. They want feminism on the low. Absolutely. And you got to realize these countries that are even big passport bro countries, that are big expat bro countries, feminism has already infiltrated. Right. I don't know where the narrative started that the women are just like, yes, listen. Guys, for those of you who don't know, right? Those of you who are new here, we got 60 people in here, right? So hit that like button. The like button is for free for you broke ass ninjas, right? For you broke ass ninjas, the like button is free. But for you guys who don't know, feminism has already seeped down into all the soils already. I told y'all this was like last year when I said this already. I made a whole video about this, right? I said that it is going to spread worldwide. It's going to infiltrate every government. It's going to infiltrate every land. It's going to infiltrate every culture. I've already said this. Most of Europe is done, right? Most of Europe is done. America is for sure done, right? You got Latin America. People thought Latin America was safe, right? If visit Latin America, watch tutorial videos on Latin America, watch expat videos on Latin America. They're going to tell you, no, it's not what you think it is. Will women play their part? Will women play their part? Absolutely, women will play their part. See, this is where men get the game all fucked up and misconstrued, right? They get the game all messed up and misconstrued. They think that because a woman is playing her part, that she is not being deceptive. Just because a woman is playing her part, that he's not being manipulated. No, you're for sure being manipulated, my boy. This is for sure. You're for sure still being manipulated, right? Femininity is an art form, right? And what's more dangerous? What's more dangerous than actual violence, right? It's the subtleties. Right, the manipulation, the pulling of the strings, right? That is more sinister than the actual violence itself, right? The actual psychological games itself, the pulling of the strings is way more sinister to me, right? So many of these women, they play their role. You think Colombian women don't know that you American ninjas want to come over there and have your way with them and all that? You think they don't know? Yes, they know, right? And then guess what? They finesse the ones that they can finesse, right? So some dudes go over there and think, oh, it's all sweet and fine and dandy, ninja, right? Then some bros even going over there and they getting their head knocked off, right? They getting drugged, right? They getting kidnapped, ninja. You think they don't know what's going on? Hell yeah, they knew what's going on. They know exactly what's going on, right? The Dominican women, they know what's going on too. They know that you ninjas are coming over there, right? And they know that, okay, they don't like the American women. Right? They don't like any of the American women, so they're coming over here to us because they want something, right? They like our femininity, right? They like our culture, right? They like all of this. But ninja, they're playing the whole game, ninja, because they have an end result too. Guess what? They want money, right? They really desire the possibility of marriage. What I've been hearing, ninja, is a lot of ninjas are going overseas, right? A lot of guys are going overseas, right? These old heads, middle-aged dudes, right? Welcome to the simpocracy. A lot of these guys, they're going over there, for a whole week straight, right? 2 weeks. They're over there. They got girlfriends and stuff over there, and they get back to the United States, and they still sending those chicks money, right? They still sending those chicks money. Like they're not married to them or anything like that, right? The girls over there, they're getting banged out by the next American guy. They're getting banged out by the next European guy. Right? They getting banged out by the next expat. But these guys, they'll go over there, visit, get a little girlfriend, get finessed or whatever. She tell them, oh, I love you, Poppy. I love you, Poppy. Ooh, you so grande, Poppy. You so grande. Pause, no Diddy. Right? Oh, you so grande, Poppy, grande. Grande, Poppy. Ooh, I see you. Ooh, you hit that spot, Poppy. Oh, yeah. So ninjas go over there and get finesse, right? She throw that accent on you ninjas, right? She throw that tongue twister on you ninjas, and ninjas start giving them all their money. Ninjas come back to the States, right? Because ninjas still got to go back to work. Ninjas will come back to the States, right? And still be sending money. Ninjas inflating the whole market. So now is JC said just because been single. Oh, you talking about something else. Blue Wave said, Grande pesos, baby. Yeah, exactly. Ninjas will go over there thinking it's all sweet and it's all fun and games. Ninja, no, they are finessing guys. They are finessing guys. Right? I don't know what y'all talking about in the chat. But they are finessing guys. Right? So you got to understand, women worldwide want power. Right? And especially the American ones, right? So here's my thing, right? So y'all seen the title. So women don't want husbands. They want beta bitches, right? They understand that they don't have the, unless they have the power, let's put it like this. Unless they have the power, they don't want the relationships. Right? Unless they have the power, they don't want the relationship at all. Correct me if I'm wrong. See, a lot of ninjas still gonna get out. They're gonna go out here and get finessed. Y'all ninjas still gonna go out here and get finessed. Ninjas still gonna go out here and get finessed. But carry these words with you right here. They don't want husbands. They want beta ass bitches because they want the power in their favor, right? historically, women have always felt like, oh, I don't have the power, right? He has to say so, right? He has to, he making all the decisions. He's doing this, he's doing that, right? So now women are saying like, nah, fuck that shit. This is what they're saying. This is what they're saying. They're basically saying, no, we don't want a relationship. We don't want a marriage unless we're actually controlling it, right? So this is why you're going to start seeing. This is why you're going to start seeing more women with fat guys. This is when you're going to start seeing more women with less than desirable guys, right? I see it every day. I'm seeing it every day, right? Even though the relationships and dating are declining in the first place, and yes, women do want those top tier guys. They want the top 10%. They do want the top 10%. However, women have came to understand that those top 10% of men, they're very scarce. They're very scarce. Everybody can't get their hands on the top 10% man, right? So in hindsight, guess what? Y'all gotta understand this. Y'all gotta understand this, right? If you aren't that top 10% guy, if you're not that top 10% guy, and you're dating a modern day woman, she settled for you. She settled for you. Every single woman, especially in America, especially in the West, they want there's no in-betweens, there's no ifs, ands, or buts. They want the top 10%, right? And when I say top 10%, I'm not just talking about financial, right? I'm not just talking about financial, I'm talking about in height. They want the top 10% in height. They want the top 10% in looks. They want the top 10% in money, right? So if you're not one of those guys, I don't care what culture you're talking about. Listen, listen. I don't care what culture you're talking about. In America in general, all the women want the top 10%. I've even heard a Islamic woman say the same thing, right? With her hijab on. With her hijab on. She was a very traditional woman. Very traditional woman. But with her hijab and everything, she said she cannot, and I think she was married though, but she was like, she couldn't be with the man who was making less than where her husband was making. I think her husband was making around 150, 175, right? And she was giving a story about how her her girlfriend, right, was dealing with a, certain situation where the man was only making like 75K, and she was telling her, no, you need to drop him. Drop him before he proposes. Drop him before y'all end up having kids. Drop him before anything else happen. You need to be with a man who is making 150 plus, right? So even with your more traditional cultures, they're saying the same thing, right? They may not be on Instagram naked. They may not be on Instagram, popping that thing open. Right? They may not be on Instagram, being all masculine and all that. So you're even seeing from the traditional culture of women, they're saying the same thing. They're giving out the same sentiment. That's why I say for you guys who keep talking about I need me a traditional woman who's gonna be a ride or die, and she's gonna be with me to the end, and money don't matter, and all of this stuff, Ninja. All right, Ninja. All right. Because you niggas still don't learn. You niggas still won't learn. You still out here thinking that somebody's supposed to love you for you as Ninja. If you fat, you better have a fat wallet too, Ninja. Right? If you out of shape, Ninja, you better have a fat wallet. Right? If you ugly, Ninja, you know if you ugly, Ninja. You know if you short, Ninja. You know if you short and ugly, right? You know all of these things about yourself. If you short and ugly and you out of shape, Ninja, for some reason you just can't find the time to go to the gym, Ninja, you better be working hard, Ninja. You better, that time that you could be spending in the gym, I hope to God you spending it somewhere making a whole bunch of money. Because if you fat and ugly and short, Ninja, you better have a fat wallet, because that's the only way that you, Ninja, she don't like you for your personality, Ninja. You are not that funny, Ninja. You are not that funny, right? You think your personality is going? They don't discover personality until they find out that you can be a provider, Ninja. Ninja, they don't care nothing about how funny you are, Ninja. Ha ha ha, Ninja. You want to go be a stand-up comedian, Ninja? You want to go be a stand-up comedian, Ninja? Ha 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 ha, Ninja. Ha 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 ha. Like, Ninja, that ain't funny. You are not that funny, Ninja. You're ugly, Ninja. She laughing at the fact that you had the nerve to approach her, Ninja, and you pulled up in his raggedy ass car. That's why she really laughing, Ninja. She laughing like, ha 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 ha. This broke ass Ninja right here. He had the nerve to approach me, Ninja. He didn't pull up in the goddamn G-Wagon. He didn't pull up in the Porsche. He didn't pull up in the Corvette, right? He didn't pull up in the Lexus. right? That's what she laughing at. So, point blank, period, women want the top 10%. So for you guys who keep talking about some traditional this, traditional that, bro, in this economy, for Rocket P13, right? Rocket P13, in this economy, Ninja, in this economy, so there's too many men. There's too many men. First and foremost, they want women to settle. I'm not. Listen, I already said this plenty of times. I'm not the guy who want women to settle. I'm sorry. I'm not that guy. Right? I believe that if you have a woman, she should be taken care of. Right? I believe if you have a woman, put her up in the house. Right? Because I already made a video saying that if your woman works, especially if she don't work from home or anything like that, if she works, if she has to go into work, which most women do, if she has to go into work where she has to work around men, Ninja, listen, I see the stuff every day. I see this stuff every day. If she has to go into work where she has to work around a bunch of men, her boss is a man and all of this stuff, Ninja, and she is at minimum cute. You better not have a baddie for a girlfriend. For you young ninjas, you think that baddie like you? Yeah, wait until a real one get a hold of her, right? You think she really love you, Ninja, right? Oh yeah, she's nice. She comes from a good family. All right, wait till the CEO gets a hold of her, Ninja. Wait until the manager gets a hold of her, Ninja, and she see how she's really supposed to be living. Wait until he slide her some money for her nails, Ninja. Wait until he say, "Oh, let's go out." No, we just friends. I know you got a girl. I know you got a boyfriend. I know you got a boyfriend, right? I know you got a boyfriend. For you young guys, I'm telling you, y'all don't understand how much I see this stuff. Y'all don't understand. Listen, y'all don't understand. Wait until the manager get a hold of her, right? And he's like, yeah, I'm going to this 4-star restaurant, right? And he got the Mercedes outside, Ninja. Guess where she going? She's going. And I'm telling y'all this because I've seen it, Ninja. I've seen it and I've actually dealt with it, Ninja. As a matter of fact, a girl, this just yesterday, Ninja. A girl yesterday, right? She was talking about the she haven't seen me in a long time, right? She haven't seen me in a long time. So I finally seen her at work. Right? We just talking, and she was just like, she looked at me and laughed, right? She looked at me and laughed, and I'm just, curious, like, what you laughing at? Right? What you laughing at? She was like, nothing. So basically she what's the word I'm looking for? She scanned me up and down, right? This is what women do. They scan you up and down to see if you look like money, right? They scan you up and down to see if you smell like money. They scan you up and down to see, okay, I definitely can see that he got a little paper on him. So guess what this chick did? I lie to you not. This is what she literally said. She was like, I'm going to the Chris Brown concert in next month, whenever the Chris Brown concert is, right? She said, let me have $500. Literally asked me for money. And this wasn't the first time something like this has happened, right? So a chick seen that I had a YouTube, right? Like young chick, right? And she was like, can you buy me a car? Like dead serious. Can you buy me a car? I'm like, Ninja, first of all, who do you think I am? Austin Holloman, Ninja? I ain't got Austin Holloman money. What do you think this is? I ain't got that Ninja money. She said, can you buy me a car? And I'm like, bro, you can't make this stuff up. Oh, actually, she told me, Ninja, for you ninjas who don't believe this stuff, we're going into deep in the conversation, right? Because she said she was tired of working, right? She was tired of working. I was like, where you want to work? She was like, she's just not trying to do what she's doing anymore, right? So I was like, sounds like you need a sugar. I was just playing, right? I was like, sounds like you need a sugar daddy. And she was like, yeah, I want to do that. I be telling y'all, listen, y'all don't be believing this shit. I be telling y'all, this is what really be going on. Like, listen, who you think is not doing it, I promise you they doing it. I promise you. You think it's just the Instagram models? You think it's just the baddies? I'm telling y'all right now, it is not. I know multiple women on the dark side who work actual jobs. I'm telling you guys, it's not what it seems. So I was joking with her. I was like, sounds like you need a sugar daddy. And she was like, yeah, I kind of want to, but they want some sugar with it. I'm not trying to give away no sugar. I'm trying to get the money without the sugar. I was like, that's where you wrong. That's where you go wrong at, right there. You trying to finesse dudes out here. You trying to get the money and not throw that ass back. You trying to get that money and not throw that ass back. I was like, and I told her straight up, I was like, if you really trying to go that route, because at this point, man, I've seen it all. At this point, I've seen it all. It doesn't faze me when a woman say, "Oh, I escort," or "Oh, I got a sugar daddy," right? I have had multiple women telling me that they're looking for sugar daddy, and I don't know why they telling me, Ninja. I don't know why they telling me, Ninja. I don't know, but I've had multiple women saying, "I'm looking for a sugar daddy," straight up, just like that. And I don't know why they telling me, Ninja. Like, listen, y'all better move along. But like, it doesn't even phase me. It doesn't phase me at this point when women say this thing, because y'all see, there's so many dudes out here that are going through red pill rage, right? So many dudes out here going through red pill rage. They're going through like, oh, women need to go back traditional. We need to bring back, masculinity and all this stuff. And I don't disagree with you, ninjas. I don't disagree, but I believe wholeheartedly that we're well past that. We're well past that, right? Just like this tariff war, Ninja. Just how they're trying to put a wedge in, China, Ninja. They should have did that years. They should have did that decades ago, right? America should have seen the writing on the wall when it comes to relationships and dating. They should have nipped it in the bud. But America let stuff go too far. They let everything go too far, and now, Ninja, it's done. There's no going back. You think women about to go back? Y'all really think women about to go? No. And I already told you, majority of them lean feminist in the first place, right? They lean that way in the first place. When you talk about conservative women, throw that out the door right now. Throw that out the door. When you talk about in America, there are no conservative women. I don't care what you heard, what you've dealt with, Ninja, right? You may get a woman with a low body count, Ninja, but as far as being conservative, bro, there's no conservative. I'm going to say this one more time. There are no conservative women in America. And I stand on that. Right? You may have, what may have happened is she got ran through. She's been in the streets, right? She's been at the parties, right? She had a whole different life, and then she got into the church, and she got saved by the Lord. Now I'm not blaming her for getting saved by the Lord, right? I'm not blaming her for getting saved by the Lord, but what I am telling you guys is, bro, there are no conservative women. There are no conservative women in America, right? At all. So I don't know what you guys think that you're about to find. What you're gonna find. See, we have to pierce this veil. We have to pierce this veil that, because we always talk about how women stay in delusional world. We always talk about this. We always talk about how women are delusional, but we never talk about how men they also live in a delusional world. We never talk about how men also stay in a whole illusion, right? Men want women to be who they are in their head. Yep. Men were also fed a fairy tale, right? And the reason why both men and women were fed fairy tales, right? Women were fed the whole Disney tale, like the Beauty and the Beast stories and all that, Snow White and Wonderland, whatever the hell all those Disney movies are, right? They were fed all of those things. Also, the men were also fed these things, right? They were taught that men should just, women should just they're automatically going to be submissive, right? They're supposed to be this way, they're supposed to be that way. No, Ninja, right? You got to think, historically, women have never been in a power position. History matters. History matters. Women have never been in a power position, so you got to understand, Ninja, that now they're coming into power, and they're listen. They are thirsty for it, right? And how society is going now, many of them will get it, right? If not, have already got it. We got a ways to go, right? For ninjas really to fall off the cliff. But now we're seeing men just fall apart, right? But women are definitely going and get the power that they're seeking. They're bloodthirsty, and they're not stopping. It's not stopping. It's not stopping at all. But you got to understand, historically, women have never been in the power position. So now that they're in the power position, now that they do have the freedom to, get with Chad and Tyrone, right? They can let Chad and Tyrone run a train on them, right? If they choose to. And guess what? They like it, right? They like it. They desire it. So you got to get out of this illusion of women, because you've also been fed a fairy tale, right? You've also been fed things that may have not necessarily been true, right? Because women historically have never been in a position to really voice how they feel. They've never been in a position to really voice what they believe. They've never been in a position to be like, hey, right? Men like to run trains. Hell, we like to get trains ran on us, right? So now that women are able to say the things, right? And this is why a lot of men are self-destructing, right? This is why a lot of men are self-destructing because now, before it was like, okay, you got what you got, and she didn't say anything, she didn't say much, she played her position, right? But now it's like, now chicks out here saying, listen, I only want a 10-incher ninja. He got to be 6'8" ninja, 10 inches, and make $250,000 a year. Ninjas out here like falling out. Oh my God, ninja. Ninjas out here almost passing out. Ninjas out here fainting. Oh my God, ninja. 10 inches, ninja. That's rare, ninja. That's rare. And see, what you're not going to do, ninjas. What you're not going to do, all that shaming and guilt, right? That doesn't work anymore. It doesn't work anymore. All that shaming and guilt, it doesn't work anymore, right? A woman to stand right here in your face, ninja, and be like, do you got 10 inches, ninja? How tall are you, ninja? Right? And guess what? She probably be fat and out of shape too. She'll be fat and out of shape and still hit you with the ninja. Do you got 10 inches, ninja? Do you have 10 inches, ninja? Like, look you dead in your eyes, like, and then tell you, like, I've dealt with 3 ninjas who had 10 inches, ninja. If you ain't got 10 inches, I'm not trying to deal with you, ninja. And then you broke, ninja. You pulled up in a Honda, ninja, right? I can call up Tyrone right now. He gonna pull up in a Mercedes, ninja, and he got 10 inches, and he's 6'6" tall, right? He showed no commitment, no loyalty to her, no nothing. But she know that she can call up Tyrone and get them guts pushed inside, right? Inside. But see, a lot of men don't want to deal with the truth they don't want to deal with the truth of the matter. Because women can now voice what they want. They can voice what they desire, right? And then for you guys who, are less than desirable, right? Who, you're genetically short, right? You don't have the body, right? You need to get in the gym, right? But then if you don't have those things, then you need to be stacking up your money, because what's going to happen is what we're now doing is we're going into an environment where only the strongest survive. And ninja, most of y'all, if you're not in position, ninja, if you do want, okay, for an example, for you guys who do want a family, right? Okay, I understand it, right? I have a daughter, cool, whatever, right? If you do want a family, you want to pass on your seed and all that, trust me, I get it, whatever, right? You're going to have to be in prime position. You're going to have to be somebody, because we're moving into a time period where, like, you're going to deal with one or two things. Either you're going to be powerful, you're going to be in a power position, or you're not, right? And if you want to pass on your seed, the last thing you want to do is not be in a power position, because what that does is it leaves you vulnerable, right? It leaves you vulnerable to everything, right? It leaves you vulnerable to divorce. It leaves you vulnerable to her taking the children, right? You want to be in power position, and you've already seen what could possibly happen to guys who are in power positions, right? Guys who are in power positions, you see what happens to them, right? Guys with money, you see what happens to them. You see what's going on with them. So even if you do have the money, even if you do have the resources, even if you do have the fame, even if you do have the success, ninja, a woman can come along and strip your ass of everything. Strip your ass from everything. Blue wave, yep. Power position will gonna end up like Diddy, yep. So that stuff can't happen to you. So for you, I'm just talking for you guys who you may desire that, you may want that, ninja, right? You may, I get it. But then you have to understand and accept reality. See, many of you aren't realists. Many men are not realists, right? You're just as delusional and stay in this whole illusion like women do. You stay in an illusion. You want women to be what has been constructed in your mind, right? But now the veil has been pierced and has been taken, from your eyes now. Because now that the truth is being revealed, like it's being more, realism is coming to fruition, a lot of men can't handle it. That's why, like, most of these street interviews that you see, you're seeing women actually tell the truth, right? And you're gonna deal with one or two things, right? just like women have to deal with one or two things. Women are gonna deal with a man, one or two things, either a man that lies or a man that tells the truth. Right, and what I mean by that, a lot of men are lying, saying that they don't desire other women and don't have their way with other women, right? a lot of men are going to be dealing with the same thing, especially if you're not in a prime position. You're going to experience a lot of women who are dealing with multiple men because you don't meet her expectations. So if you don't meet her expectations, you got to be in a position to where you can switch them out like nothing. You can switch them out like clockwork. But a lot of men are not in position to switch them out like clockwork, right? The only way to be able to switch them out like clockwork is to be in prime position, to be in a power position, 250 plus, right? For you ninjas who are single, you don't have any kids and stuff like that, I would say 150, 175, right? That's what you need to be aiming at, right? If you're below 30, ninja, 75, 80 is a good starting point. 75, 80. If you're below 25, ninja, you better find some way to get yourself up to like at least 50K a year, right? Over 25, below 30, ninja, 75, 80K, right? If you over 30, ninja, you're supposed to be shooting for the stars, ninja. You need to be shooting for the stars. But this is where the prime real estate. Shouts out to Moy. Moy said it. This is a great time to be alive. Yeah, listen, I'm thrilled, ninja. I get everything is going on with the economy, ninja. Everything going up, rent still, mortgage is going up, whatever the case, ninja. China trying to, everything going on, ninja. This is a perfect time to be alive, ninja. I'm ecstatic, ninja, because I know that a lot of you ninjas, y'all are not going to do what it takes. A lot of y'all going to be wiped out. A lot of you ninjas are going to be living in y'all cars, ninja, because y'all think that the prices are not going down. The prices are not going down. Once prices reach new highs, we've seen it over and over again. We've historically seen once prices reach new highs, right? You can literally go on to, any data site that keeps track of this, right? What we have historically seen is that once things go up, it never comes back down, right? Right? 5 years ago, rent for a one bedroom. You can get in a nice neighborhood. You can get a one bedroom for like what, 700, 800 in a nice neighborhood, right? Now that same one bedroom is what, 1,300, 1,400 in some places. If you stay in a prime area, then you may pay upwards to 1,500, 1,600 for a one bedroom. Right? And then don't get me started on two bedroom. You're not paying anything less than 2,000 for a two bedroom in a nice area. I'm not talking about you ninjas who stay in the back of the liquor store, crackheads shooting up dope and all that stuff. I'm not talking to you ninjas, right? And sometimes that is actually what it takes. Sometimes you gotta go stay in the hood. Sometimes you gotta go stay in the hood. Sometimes you gotta go stay in less than desirable areas to get your money up, right? But a lot of y'all in here trying to get your funny up and not get your money up. But then you wondering why you broke. Ninja, the time is now, right? New industries are going to be created during this time period. This is what this time period is supposed to be for, right? This is what this time period is supposed to be for. It is supposed to be for Americans, especially, to become more innovative, right? It is for Americans to become, more creative. But what I believe is going to happen is that's not going to happen, ninja, because we've become so consumer driven, right? We've become so brain dead as a country, right? Many of you are just not going to do what it takes. Many of you are just not going to do what it takes. That's why I'm not, Trump is actually doing what he's supposed to do, ninja, right? He's actually doing what he's supposed to do, right? And we can argue all day long about whether it's market manipulations and whether what he's doing is illegal, legal, and all this stuff. Like, we can go back and forth on all that a different day, whatever. But as far as it's trying to push Americans to be more creative, be more productive, and be more innovative, now I do have to give him, his flowers for that. I do see him trying to do that. But it's like, at the same time, it's just a little too late. It's a little too late. Ninjas ain't gonna do it. Trump is being the father of discipline, but the broke American wants to be Glocktavius. They don't want to do anything. They don't want to do anything, right? And you just see it all over. Even when I'm in a gym, I'm literally around the top 20% of people, right? In the gym, well, the people who are in shape, right? In America, this is top 20% because most people in America are not in shape, right? One of the top stats that are killing Americans is high blood pressure, diabetes, right? Basically, autonomy issues that could be solved with a proper diet, right? Or just not eating this and eating this, right? It could be solved with a proper diet. Most Americans are out of shape. Most Americans are overweight to obese, right? Most Americans are not in the gym. And then the stats actually show that not even everybody who has a gym membership are in the gym consistently. So then you got people who don't show up to the gym consistently who may have gym memberships. And then on top of that, you have overweight and obese people who don't go to the gym at all, right? So when you literally go to the gym, gentlemen, when you go to the gym, you're around the top 20% of people, right? Especially if you're in America. These are the top 20% of people who are actually in shape. That's why when you walk around and people looking at you like, bro, who this ninja think he is, right? People look at me all the time. People look at me all the time because when I walk in, I stand out. When I walk into any room, I stand out. I'm usually the most in shape person in the room, right? Wherever I'm walking, even if I'm going to the grocery store, I'm usually the most in shape person in there. Like I can go to the store right now. I go to the store right now. We may do a live stream. We may do a live stream on that. I'm gonna go everywhere and point out the fatties, right? I'm gonna just show you how dire the situation is because it is dire. Because when you're overweight and obese, right, it affects your physicality, it affects your mental, right, it affects your hormonal balance, right, it affects your testosterone, it affects all of this stuff. So if it affects all of this stuff, it affects your mental, if it affects your testosterone, right, guess what else it affects? It affects your productivity, it affects your creativity, right? It affects your well-being. It affects your ability to be innovative, right? And that's why so many men are out here. They just can't they can't get rights. They can't get rights, man. I've been cooking, man. Y'all better drop a super chat. Somebody drop a super chat. I've been cooking for 30 plus minutes straight. Somebody drop a super chat. Somebody drop a super chat. I'm in here cooking. I'm giving y'all. I'm in here inspiring you ninjas. I'm in here giving you ninjas game. Somebody drop a super chat. Somebody drop a super chat. More, yep, women can chill, but not men, right? Because there are always going to be men who can save them, right? Especially if they're cute, especially if they're cute to pretty. Especially if they're cute to pretty, there's always going to be men who are going to save them. There are always going to be men. I know chicks who are less than desirable. I swear to God, I know chicks who are not even that. Go ahead. I know women who are not even just on that level. And bro, go through their phones, go through their Instagram DMs. I'm telling you, dudes are out here down bad. Dudes are out here desperate. Dudes are out here. They're willing to smash anything, bro. I'm telling you right now, most women don't even turn me on. I'm telling you, I've gotten to the point where most women don't even turn me on. I'm sorry. My mind has elevated so much, and then this is what a discipline come in at, right? This is what a discipline come in at, because this is how you have to make yourself, right? When you're on the grind, when you're on your purpose, when you're really trying to put in that work, when you're really trying to be innovative and creative, right? You have to eradicate 90% of women, right? Because 90% of women, they're also they just out here just breathing air. They're trying to take advantage of whoever they can take advantage of. They're trying to finesse whatever man they can finesse, right? They're trying to drain you for all of your energy, right? They're not even all that, right? Most of them don't have anything to talk about, right? I'm an intellectual. I'm an intellectual. So with me, I'm not just turned on by looks and a fat ass or something like that, right? It's cool. Yeah, she pretty. It's cool. Yeah, she got a nice body. Yeah, that ass looking nice, right? It's looking real ripe over there, baby, right? It's looking real nice, but that's not all that turns me on. I like women with conversation, and 9 times out of 10, most of these women, they have nothing to talk about. Why? Because so many men, so many incels, take the incels out. They ain't talking to nobody, right? So many men are in their face. So many men are in their DMs, right? Because they're desperate, right? So many men are actually, they're looking to take advantage of, situations too, right? They're looking to take advantage of ugly women, right? So they're out here talking to the fatties and sloppalopasauruses and all kinds of women piping up their head. So much so that fat women are out here talking about if you ain't got 150,000, you can kiss my ass, or if you ain't got a 10-inch digging stick, I don't want to deal with you. So much so that women are out here saying, women who shouldn't be saying this stuff, women who also should be eradicated in the gene pool, they're out here saying that, listen, if you ain't here, then I don't want you. So that means the market is messed up. Why? Because so many men are not on their P's and Q's. So many men are not up in the standard. I'm up in the standard. I don't want nothing to do with most women. Most women don't turn me on. I like the prime calico, right? I like the prime real estate, right? I'm an intellectual. I like the women who have substance, and she got a nice body, and she got a nice little fatty in the back, right? I like the whole thing. So most women don't even turn me on, bro, right? And this is how a lot of men need to start acting, right? But the only reason I present myself this way because my productivity backs it up, right? My ambition backs it up. What I've accomplished backs it up. What I'm creating backs it up, right? When I'm in the gym and I'm molding my body, ninja, right? I'm practicing. I am literally in the gym practicing molding something, right? Starting from scratch. I want a bigger chest. Let me hit chest a little bit more, right? I want to form. I want my arms to look a little bit. I want my arms to look a little bit more, chiseled. Let me work on my arms a little bit. The gym is the place to really mold yourself and practice molding something and practicing, starting from scratch, molding something from scratch. So when you get out here in the world, ninja, when you get out here in the world, you can literally do that, right? So it's going to be a struggle still, right? Getting in the gym is a struggle, right? Molding your body is a struggle. Not all the time do I want to go to the gym. Not all the time do I even have, right, the energy to be in the gym, right? Not all the time. So when you get out here in the world, when you're actually trying to build something, it'll come like secondhand nature. Because why? You was in the gym for so long, right? You've been practicing this for so long, right? You've been putting yourself in stressful situations. You've been putting yourself under pressure, right? You didn't run away from the pressure. You didn't run away from the stress, right? You stayed consistent. You stayed disciplined, right? Yeah, it was tariff time, man. It was tariff. Somebody got to drop a super chat. I'm cooking in this motherfucker. Hey, somebody drop a super chat. I've been talking for too long, Ninja. Ninja ain't dropping no super chat yet. It's tariff time, Ninja. Tariff time, Ninja. Tariff time, Ninja. Somebody got to drop a super chat. I'm in here cooking, Ninja. Listen, somebody better put it in here. Somebody better drop it. Somebody better drop it. We can just end the stream, and I'll put this mug on the member side, messing around with me. I'll go ahead and throw this on the member side for the members only. So if you want to watch this, Ninja, I've been cooking the whole video, Ninja. I've been cooking the whole video. Y'all better turn up. Put in tariffs, Ninja. Put in a tariff, right? I need like two people to match. 2 people to match. Or 3 people. If all 3 people, y'all want to put in 5, y'all got 5 on it ass ninjas. Y'all got 5 on it ass ninjas. Go ahead. Go ahead. I need to drink some water anyway. I've been talking. John said, "Close the doors." Hey, close the doors. Did you hear me? I said close the doors. It's tariff time, ninjas. Cool Jerk says, I deserve a fit girl, not a land well. Well, Ninja, are you in a position? Are you in a position to request a fit girl instead of a land well? Ninja? Because it's plenty of fit girls. I can give you some game now. But the fit girls that you looking for, the ones who gonna turn heads, Ninja, they about 1,000 a pop, Ninja. They about 1,000 a pop, Ninja. And that's just for a little time, Ninja. That's just for the dinner, Ninja. That's just to be seen outside, Ninja. You wanna you wanna go outside. You wanna go outside, and then you wanna have a little fun, Ninja. You're talking about maybe like 3,000, Ninja, right? If you on a budget, Ninja, you can go a little lower. I'll give you, maybe, you can find something cute to pretty, for like a light little 500, Ninja. But you want the whole experience, Ninja. You still gonna have to cough up about 1,000, 1,500. Still gonna have you good. You're still gonna have to cough up 1,000, 1,500. You're still gonna have to do it. Fit with a nice fatty. No, you're gonna have to cough up, Ninja. You're gonna have to cough up 1,500, right? Now, if you just want to have you want a light little, 20-minute session, 20-minute session with a nice little cute, you can find a little, nice little Latina with a fatty and, cough up a little light little 250, right? I'm giving y'all too much game. Giving y'all a little bit too much game. This Ninja again. I'm not even gonna respond to you, Ninja. Blue Wave says 2,000 inflation. I mean, in America, yeah. But I mean, you know, but if you go, but it depends on what you want. Depends on what you want. You talking about prime? You talking about prime real estate, bro? I mean, we're talking about we're talking about women who take care of themselves, right? We're talking about nice, fit women who have a nice, you know, healthy body, right? Who are actually beautiful. So we're talking about sevens, adjustable sixes on up, right? Who can go from a six to an eight, right? And you're talking about eights and nines. Nah, ninja, you gonna have to cough up. Now you can go to places. Now you can go to places like Colombia, right? You can go to places like, you know, depending on what kind of ethnicities you may like and what you're into, ninja. You can still, you know, do what you do. Shouts out to Bud's Eye View, man. Shouts out to Bud's Eye View. Real supporters in the chat. I appreciate that. I appreciate that. Nathaniel Rodriguez talking about some. I'm not a ninja. Yes, you are a ninja. Yes, you are a ninja. You're. I don't know what your background ninja. What are you? You're a Mexican ninja, right? You're a Colombian ninja. Ninja. What part of Latin America are you from, ninja? You are a Latin ninja. You're a Latino ninja. You're a Latino ninja. Don't come here talking about something. I'm not no ninja. Don't come in here talking about something. I'm not no ninja. We got Korean ninjas, the original ninjas in here, the Korean ninja. We got black ninjas in here, we got white ninjas in here, right? We got all that stuff in here. Kokui, you asking federal questions now. You asking federal questions. You asking federal questions now. Kokui, you must be feds. You must be police, ninja. Don't ask me no locations, ninja. What's wrong with you? Ninja asking me federal questions. Kokui, I see what you did there. I see what you did there. Yeah, Mr. Rodriguez, we don't discriminate over here. We don't discriminate over here. Everybody ninjas over here. Ninja. We don't discriminate over here. Listen, we working. We working over here, Mr. Rodriguez. Trabajando. We working over here. Trabajando, ninja. Trabajando. We working. Right. Mo says, I'll be a ninja anyway over a slave, ninja. Trabajando. Yep. So y'all brothers be safe out here. Don't be reckless with your seed and health. Yeah, I agree as well. That's why I said that ninjas need to limit. They actually need to limit, you know, who they're dealing with, right? Because too many guys out here, they're trying to deal with just like, first of all, a lot of guys are not even getting anything in the first place. A lot of guys are not even getting anything in the first place. But there are too many guys. There are too many guys out here, you know, who are, you know, they trying to mess with this. They're trying to mess with a Slopaloposaurus ninja. They're trying to mess with like everything out here, right? And they're not even getting prime real estate. A lot of guys are not even getting prime real estate. They out here getting, you know, just Slopalopasauruses, less than desirable women, broken women, right? And don't get me wrong, a lot of these, don't matter what they look like a lot of girls out here broken, right? So you definitely may not even, you may not even definitely, like, it's no avoiding that, basically. 250-pound white woman with 3 kids, right? Just out here just, bro, what are y'all doing? Cartier said they scraping a barrel for real. Michael, what? Really? What kind of federales in here, man? Federales in here. Federales in here. Broken by Chad and Tyrone. Yep. Join. Let's. Okay. You talking about? I'm talking bad on men again. Please tell me. Please tell me what exactly am I talking so down bad on men about? So down bad about. Oh, you're talking down bad on men. You know what's funny? That's how a lot of dudes feel, right? Just like how chicks, they can't handle reproach, they can't handle like accountability. A lot of guys out here, they can't handle accountability either. They can't handle it either. Bro guys got the most to say. All right. Meanwhile, you in my chat. Meanwhile, you in my chat. This ninja said hurt their feelings, Rod. Absolutely. Ninjas in here getting sensitive. Oh, here you go talking down bad on men again. Broke guys got the most to say. No, ninjas who are smart know that they can get on the platform, build an audience, and talk about what they desire to talk about. Right? Come on now. Blake Bradley going off. Bitch made ninjas. Just bitch made. This is the majority of men though. Shouts out to the men who actually out here putting in the work. Augustus goop ass ninjas. That's that dusty talk. Absolutely. Talina 1. What up, G? That's how you talk. Let me click on your profile. Hold up. Talina, are you actually a woman? Are you actually a woman, Talina? Let me tell you something. Because you appear to be a white woman. Let me tell you something, Talina. I like my white woman proper. I like my white woman proper. Don't come in here talking about some what up, G. I like my white woman very proper. Don't come in here talking about some no what up, G. No what up, G. Address me appropriately, Talina. Can you believe this? Moy says tap. She cool. She cool. Oh my bad. But she came here talking about some what up, G though. I'm confused. She came in here talking about some what up, G. Don't come here talking about no what up, G. Rodriguez, she said she stereotyped me. Don't come in here talking about some what up, G. I hate when women do that. I hate when black women do that too. Don't talk to me like what up, one of the bros. Hate when women do that. Talking to me like one of the bros. Especially when it comes to a white woman. No, you fix that, ma'am, please. Ma'am, who are you talking to? Talina, I need you to talk to me. I need you to talk to me like proper, ma'am. You need to talk to me. You need to talk to me proper. Talk to me. Talk to me like a white woman. Talk to me like a white woman. Talk to me like you got some sense now. Don't talk to me like no what up, G. Like I get a Moore says, yeah, she did try a little, but you didn't see her messages. Oh, I didn't see her? Did I miss something? Wait, she been in the chat the whole time? Talina, it's all love. I'm just joking with you now. I'm just joking with me now. Joking with you. Now you say whatever I don't see no chat from her. I don't see a Talina. That's the first time I seen her. Because that's the first time I noticed her. I don't see no chat. Oh, I see it. I'm a hustler. Okay. But where was that? Oh, you were talking to her, Moy. My bad, Talina. I'm sorry, Talina. I'm sorry. Talina, I was just joking now. I was just joking. My bad, Talina. Okay, you were already in the chat. I didn't see you. My bad, Talina. My bad. Hey, my bad, Talina. My bad, Talina. All right. I see. Oh, we got some woman in here. Harmony, what's popping? Okay, look, listen. These chicks getting more, they more direct than a lot of you ninjas in here now. They get more direct. Talina talking about what up, G? Harmony talking about some what's popping. Okay, listen, I don't want no smoke. I don't want no smoke. I am a civilian. Ty Packer said, talk to me like your favorite artist, Taylor Swift. Listen, talk to me like you listen to Taylor Swift, baby. Talk to me like you listen to Taylor Swift. Talk to me like you listen to what's dude name who sing the country music. Dang, I was just listening to his junk the other day. Harmony, a black sister. Yeah, I can see Harmony. Harmony, I see that thing from a mile away. Harmony, Harmony. I see that thing from a mile away. That thing poking in the picture, Harmony. That thing poking in the picture, Harmony. That thing poking in the picture, Harmony. Bebop, exactly, Bebop. Bebop, exactly. Talk to me like you just came from Starbucks. Talk to me just like you came from Starbucks. Don't talk to me like you just left Tyrone house. I know you probably did, though. I know you probably did. No, I'm not talking about Shabuzi. But he's a good artist, too, though. But yeah, talk to me like you just left Starbucks, not left Tyrone house. Look, they leave Tyrone house. They start talking all kind of dang on slang and all kinds of stuff. And I'm like, girl, no, you've been hanging with some ninjas. No, you've been hanging with some ninjas. Talk to me like you got good credit. Talk to me like you got good credit. The hell no. Talk to me like you shop at Target. Exactly. Cartier says, talk to me like a conservative woman. Look, you see, y'all going off. Y'all going off. But I do hate that. I do hate that junk. I do hate it. I hate when white women started approaching me like, trying to talk a little slang. Nah, baby, you don't have to do that with me. No. Because guess what? I'm a listen, I can switch up with you. I can switch up with you. You're like, proper over here, throw a little slang over here. But no, baby, no Brittany. No Brittany. No Talina. Right? No. No, Margaret. Margaret. No, don't talk to me like that. Talk to me like you got some proper damn sense. Talk to me like you work at the Four Seasons, exactly. Talk to me proper. Talk to me proper. I don't like my my white woman like that. Nope. I let Tyrone and them can have those over there. They can have the ratchet white girls. They can have those. I don't really like ratchet white girls. Nope. She got to be nice and proper. Susan and Rebecca, exactly. Talk like Taylor now. Don't come over here talking that bullshit. Don't come over here talking that bullshit, that nonsense now. I moved out of the hood. I moved out of the hood for this, Margaret. I didn't move out of the hood for you to talk like the hood, Margaret. Come over here and talk like you got some dang on sense. Talk to me like you got, like, catch me outside. Exactly. Talk to me like you got some sense. Said, as an unmelanated, I also concur. White women are not it. Yeah, I mean, listen, this has been the case for a long time now. And if you ask many, white guys as well, this has been a long time coming. Like now more and more, especially with middle age, white men, I'm seeing them more and more with Asian women, right? I'm really seeing them more white, basically just test the limits, right? I've been seeing a lot of white men with other women, other than white. I've been seeing it. Crypto said we recognize the power in them. Yeah. But I've been seeing it. Yeah. It's all across the board at this point. That's why when you go to like places like Thailand, Philippines, the majority of those guys are white men. Majority of those guys are white men. Many of them are done with white women, especially in America. Actually, they don't want anything to do with Americanized women in general. So a lot of them, they go out to the Philippines, they go out to Thailand, find them a nice little submissive Asian woman, right? Because many of them been done with white women like 20 years ago, because they seen the writing on the wall. Feminism is one hell of a drug. Yep. But that's exactly what I'm talking about. But y'all see how You see how y'all threw all those, dynamics out there? Y'all see how y'all threw all those dynamics out there? That's the power that I'm talking about. That's the power that I'm talking about. See, white women understand that they have a role to play. It was all fun and games. Yeah, it was all fun and games when we just joking. But that's the power. That's the power that I'm talking about, right? That's the power that many guys they get bamboozled with, especially when you talk about minority guys. When you talk about black guys, maybe even Latin guys, and other guys who aren't white, because white guys have had to deal with them, right? White guys have married them. They've lived with them. They understand them, for the most part, right? Or at least I think they do. But they've had to deal with them. But what a lot of minority men don't understand is white women also they do the same things, just in different ways. They do the same things, just in different ways. So a lot of guys, they'll think, oh, let me go get a white woman, and yeah, that's better side of the field. Yeah, it may be better side of the field, for a short time. Maybe the better side of the field for a short time, but in reality, they're gonna pull their cards, when it's time to pull their cards. They're gonna pull their cards when they pull their cards, right? So I mean, the divorce rates look the way that they do for a reason, right? So it's not even with a lot of guys think, oh, let me go and get a Latina, right? Let me go and get a Latina. Well, sorry to burst your bubble, but a lot of Latina women, they're on that same shit, right? They understand, like, a lot of guys, they want Latina women. So guess what they do? They play their role for a short time. They play their role for a short time. Rocket P13 said, you still live, Ninja? Ninja, you still ain't super chatted, Ninja? You came back, Ninja. I thought you went to the ATM, Ninja. I thought you went and, deposit something and, came back to at least donate, Ninja. But you came back just to ask me, am I live, Ninja? Or you going to super chat or not, Ninja? Going to super chat or not? Crippler says, Latina's fun and games until she up the blade. Yep. But, we like to think that the grass is green on the other side. But what I like to preach is, yeah, you have women who may have more submissiveness to them, right? They may be more, culturally, appropriate for depending on what kind of man you are. But in general, you can't put anything past none of them. I don't trust any of them, right? I don't care if I'm overseas. I don't care if I'm in Dominican Republic. I don't care if I'm in Thailand. I don't care if I'm in Latin America. I don't care if I'm in Africa, because many of these places now, they're reaching that point where feminism is spreading all through the culture. So you can't trust any of them. All of them understand that they have a role to play. They're going to play their role. They're going to play their role until they don't, right? And then where most men go wrong, where most men get blindsided, is when they stop playing that role. When they finally put all their cards on the table, and you've been thinking that you playing checkers, then she was playing chess the whole time, right? A lot of men don't get this. It doesn't matter if it's a white woman. It doesn't matter if it's a black woman. It doesn't matter if it's a Latina woman, right? Especially in America. Anybody can get it. Anybody can get it. So don't think just because you go and get a white woman, I got it better. Like, all right, Ninja. All right. You about to see. I went and got me a nice little Latina. She cooks and cleans and all that. All right, Ninja. All right. Good for you, Ninja. I mean, good for you, but okay. We'll see. Like, listen, it's no getting past it. And especially with white women, a lot of these chicks were already I talked about this many times. They were already smashing in college, right? Yeah, they may come from, more conservative backgrounds or what have you, but many of these chicks, when they get to college, man, they liberal all through there, right? Liberal with everything, liberal with their body, liberal with everything. And they throwing coochie too. Right, throwing coochie all through college, all at the athletes, but then when it's time to settle down, Ninja, guess what she get? She go and get Beta Brad, Ninja. She go and get Beta Brad. I seen this stuff live in action, bro. You ain't gonna be able to convince me of nothing, right? I know white women well as well. I know white women well as well. I know black women well as well, right? I know Latino well as well, right? Only ones I'm not too savvy with is like the Asian diaspora. That's it. But as far as white women, black women, Latino women, I know them very, very well. White women pull. If anything, white women are more dangerous. White women are more dangerous because they understand their power dynamic, right? They understand their power, right? They understand that shit to a T. And guess what? They know that they can get. They know that they can get ran through. They can get ran through all through college, right? By the athletes, by Tyrone and them, by Chad and them, right? By all of them, right? They know they can get ran through in college, and when it's time to settle down, they know that they can throw on that. They can throw that conservative card out there. Oh, Jesus and my family is all through the church, and blah blah blah. As long as they don't have a series of tattoos, right? A bunch of tattoos on them, all marked up, right? They can pass with flying colors, ninja. Nobody will ever know nothing, right? The only person that knows something is probably her mom and her sister, if she has a sister, and her best friends. That's it. That's it. That's it. So white women have the benefit of the doubt when it comes to that, right? Other cultures of women usually don't, right? When black women get ran through, you can kind of tell that they've been ran through because they wear it on their sleeve, right? They wear that shit on their sleeve. That is just, you can just tell off the bat, right? Some Latina women, they also wear it on their sleeve as well. You can kind of tell as well. Some Latinas can cover it up, if they choose to sometimes, right? But as far as white women goes, they have the benefit of, they're always given the benefit of the doubt. I mean, because they're white women, right? Not to throw out the race card like that, but it is what it is. They have the benefit of the doubt, and they can dress it up well, right? They can dress it up well. They can finesse it well, right? And especially if they really want a sucker, then they'll date a minority guy, right? If they really want a sucker, they'll date a minority guy, especially a guy who knows nothing about women, right? That's easy, right? But a lot of them, they come from two-parent households. They come from a good, nice little family. The family went to church every Sunday. But guess what? At SMU, ninja, she busting it wide open, right? At SMU, she busting it wide open. At University of Texas, she busting wide open. At UGA, ninja, she busting wide open, right? At University of Alabama, ninja, she busting wide open, right? But when it's time to get married, ninja, when it's time to try to find somebody to settle down with and have kids with, oh, she throw on that conservative card out there. Oh, my mom and dad are in church every Sunday and all that stuff. I ain't never did nothing. Oh no, I would never get a train ran on me. Yeah, all right, ninja. All right, ninja. I've seen this shit live with my eyes, bro, and nothing you gonna be able to tell me. Shouts out to JC. Yeah, we wrapping up. No, you go ahead. Shouts out to JC. Shouts out to Moy. I may throw this on the member side. Shouts out to everybody that super chatted. Shouts out to everybody. And that is a wrap. This was a big after pill right here. And I'll see y'all tomorrow in the next live stream. Peace.